I was brought up in a village in Rajasthan, so I'm used to 45 centigrade. So for me, it's okay.
I see. In which village you were
In
born?
Rajasthan, near Bikaner, there's a place called Momasar.
Yeah. Oh, so in the desert of Thar, you.
All right. I was born there with the country city of extreme. You have 0 or minus sometime in the winter, and in summer it approaches 40 to 50.
Oh.
So I'm used to extreme. So for me, this is perfectly okay.
And how long did you live in this village?
Until I was 10-year-old.
And then your education was continued in other institutions?
Yes, I did my accountancy. I'm a chartered accountant, so I did it in Calcutta.
And Surendraji, please, we are very interested to know how it came that you have invited all over the world so many people to this international Anuvrat conference. How you came to this, to organize it and to put it into reality.
Well, nowadays this word circular economy is a buzzword, it's a magic word at the moment, more so recently in China and Europe. And it got a big boost in July when the European Parliament, European Commission adopted a legislative proposal to turn European economy into circular economy. So it has a Parliament approval. And I have been thinking about this concept for a long time. My business is recycling business. I'm in the recycling business. We recycle plastics, metal, rubber. We procure from Germany quite a lot. We think the whole world is a small village. So we procure scrap from different part of the world. We recycle them and we bring them from one place to another where after proper recycling it can be used. So because my business has been a recycling business, when the opportunity came that I should hold a conference under the banner of Anuvrat, immediately this topic came to my mind. And for circular economy, for recycling, for sustainability, Europe is a pioneer. And particularly Germany, where you come from. Germany is front when it comes to ideas, machineries, proposals for recycling. This is one of the reasons I felt we should learn from you how you think about the recycling, about the circular economy, about the preservation of environment, about the conservation of resources. What's your viewpoint? Besides, I tried to convey first to myself, then to the community that look, this circular economy, the conservation of resources, preservation of environment, these ideas have been already there in the Jain philosophy as early as 2500 years back when Lord Mahavira talked about environment through Acharang Sutra, the old Agam. He talked about environment in a full chapter. This concept has been there since our Acharya Tulsi launched the movement of Anuvrat 65 years back. And 11th vow of Anuvrat asked for taking vow not to cut trees, not to waste water. And our earlier Acharya Mahapragya, whom I believe you have the opportunity to meet, he was a great saint, very kind. He used to say, please don't destroy the earth. So it fitted in with our philosophy, with the modern magic world. circular economy. So I felt here is the opportunity to tell the whole world that the concept, the idea, the discussions, the solutions which we are looking for to these problems, partly we have it in our system, in our culture, in our books, in our ancient scriptures for you to have a look. And that is the reason I wanted to invite people like yourself who are associated with our culture, and even those people who are not associated, they can have a first-hand view how we look upon these issues from our perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is very clear. When I told people that I will go to participate in this conference, they asked me what this conference is about. And I said, this is a conference on Anuvrata, on small vows. And perhaps you might tell people which small vows you, as someone who really knows the global business on a very big scale, what they can do in their daily life with taking vows, and how perhaps they might change a little bit the world into better.
Well, I believe small things can make a big difference. If you change yourself, the whole world is changed. Our Acharya always advised us that first you change yourself. If you do not change and you make preaches to the whole world, it doesn't go down well.
Yeah.
And every individual can make a difference. And these vows are small vows, practical vows, like for students, that I would not use unfair means to pass the test and exams. Simple vows, but it builds your character. In election, it's meant for the people who stand for election, that he would not put unfair things, unfair means to win the election. He would not do the rigging. There are vows for the common people, which is, for example, the 11th vows, not to cut trees. Simple vows for different segments of the people. Acharya Prabhu, I remember in one of their sessions I heard one story. There was a man with his young boy near a beach. The young boy would pick up one fish which had come on the shore and put that fish back on water. And the father asked him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm just putting it back." Father said, "There are millions. How can you put them back?" Then he picked one and he put that fish in the water. He said to the father, "Everything is changed for that fish." So one thing, one person can make a difference. This is the main theme, main foundation of Anuvrat. Anu stands for small, Vatam. Vrat means vows. And I believe personally that if you can change yourself, you couldn't give a better example to the world.
May I ask is the question, how can you lead a company in a throat-cutting competition world? How do you do it and be such a gentle person?
I'm very happy that you asked me this question, and probably please excuse me if I say some nice words about my company. 2 years back, the Belgian government gave us Excellent Enterprise Award, and one of the reasons they gave was ethics. In scrap business, nothing is consistent, everything is different. One lot of scrap is different than the other lot. And if you are not a man of integrity, the buyer or the seller could be taken for a ride. When I started my business, I remember I went to Acharya Mahapragyaji and he was not happy. He said, scrap business. How would you keep happy? How would you behave with integrity? He knows the whole world. So he gave me 3 rules to follow. First, commitment. You have to fulfill the commitment no matter what. Second, integrity. And he made a different definition of integrity than I would have said. He said, since in your scrap business you are loading goods in Germany for a customer in China, he doesn't see the goods, he doesn't see you. So integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is watching you.
Right.
And the third thing, trust. He said it would take years to build trust. And one incident, one mistake, that would take away all the capital which you have built of trust. So these are the 3 things he talked, and I have about 150 people. The first thing anybody joins, we have these vows. We give it to them this, that you have to make sure that your conscience should follow your business. And I'm very happy that in Europe we have been able to give an image that Gemini is a company, the company name is Gemini, they can trust.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
thank you.
I think it's the only way it is possible to be a businessman and integer. The only way, like Acharya explained it, and you do it. But most people don't have that quality to run a business in these terms.
But I think it's they who lose.
Yeah.
I strongly believe, and I think I have many clients in Germany, many clients. We get a lot of materials from Germany.
Yeah, we are collecting.
You are collecting a lot of scrap, a lot of recycling. And I know, and again please excuse my saying, the moment the Gemini name comes, in back of their mind they say they would not be fooled.
Yeah.
That's in their back of mind. I'm sure there are people who have a different ideas, but people know. Maybe they do not tell in public, but when they make a decision, the character of the company does come in the way somehow or other.
So the character building strategies of Anuvrat are direct line to business.
I'm an example. I feel very proud of it. We are the largest recycler of plastic in the whole world. I said we are considering the whole world like a small village. So we have our own offices in Brazil, Mexico, in US, 6 different places, in Canada, in Sweden, in Portugal, in UK, in China, in Pakistan, Indonesia, practically different parts of the world apart from India and Middle East. And I feel that once you create a credibility, it's very infectious. People come to know about it. As much as if somebody does a bad thing, it travels around very quickly. The good things is also talked about.
So it's not all about money.
Right, but money comes to you naturally afterwards.
Afterwards, yes.
And I feel very happy about it. We are very successful in business. And I give my credit to Acharya Mahapragya. I think this is disturbing you probably.
It's okay, thank you. Please, I have a little bit a personal question.
Go ahead.
How it comes, Surendraji, that you are someone who is acting worldwide as a businessman, who is known, and you are such a modest person, how it comes? Because when I am in your presence, I feel very good, and I feel I'm meeting another human being and not someone who is, so to say, a big number. How it comes that you have this modesty in your appearance, in your attitude, in your speaking?
I think, first of all, I would differ. A good businessman, a successful businessman are usually modest. There are two kinds of businessmen who have to give a kind of show off to the public, to the people, that look, I am above the ground. And there are people whom even if nobody talks about, people realize it. And I think in Jain philosophy, modesty, I believe, is the first thing they try to talk about. And, well, I think I need to be modest, because whatever is happening to the company, it's not mine alone, it's my people. I have a great team. You would see them around here, they are moving, and I'm very proud of them. Most of them are from the same area where I come from. So they understand my language, my culture, my indications. If I say, no, that's not probably good, they wouldn't do it. So the communication is easy. So I would give credit to my people. And when you have a good people, you tend to give credit to them, and you should. I think my job is to create a culture, to be a leader, not a manager. I'm not a manager. I'm a leader. And the difference between leader and manager is, a manager tells, come at 9 o'clock, go at 5, take those holidays. I don't do this. A leader, he has to say, we don't have to do that from a character point of view. We don't have to, for example, trade in anything related to leather, for example. Your people should have a clear idea what is acceptable in the company and what is not acceptable. That's my job.
That's a responsibility, huh?
You have to change their mindset, their belief system. That's my job. But I do not make rules that you come at 9 o'clock or you go at 10 o'clock or you sit. That's for the manager to do it. So I feel if I do not show modesty from my side, then my people would take a clue about that. And they would do probably something which I don't want to. I was raised as a member of this Theravada community, and I feel very proud. And if I don't show from my actions, then I think I'm contradicting myself. Acharya Mahapragya used to say to me, never judge anybody from their outside appearances, from their eating habits, from their prayer habits. Everybody has his own way of doing things which is right. You have no right to make a judgment that what the other person is doing is incorrect. At the same time, what I am doing is correct. Everything has two aspects. So Anekant. And he would say, for example, we go to a restaurant where I see meat or other dishes, even in my mind, I should not feel that why they are eating meat. I should be neutral. That's what I try to tell my children. Never make a judgment that somebody who is drinking is probably not as good as the one who is not drinking. They are right in their own way. There are reasons why they are doing what they are doing. We have to make our own judgment based on our own identity. And I tell my children that I'm not saying that drinking is bad, but it's our identity. We have to keep our identity and do not think that what we are doing is good, what they are doing is not equally good. So this is the point I think has kept me in peace, in harmony with the Western world. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.